Hello, I'm Graham and welcome to another episode of Jaws 19, my weekly look at, well, lots of things to do with cinema really. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider subscribing down below. Now, from the weather-beaten Stetsons of the old westerns to the stylish and sophisticated designs worn by Audrey Hepburn, everyone has a favourite hat linked to a favourite movie character. So in today's episode, I'm going to run down my 5 favourite movie hats. So for my first choice, I've gone right back to the beginnings of cinema. It's the bowler hat, or derby if you're in America. Now this hat has been seen on a whole range of cinematic heads, from Laurel and Hardy, Alex DeLarge, Sally Bowles. It even makes a brief appearance in Back to the Future 3. But I think the character that we most associate the bowler hat with is Charlie Chaplin's The Tramp. Now it's been over 100 years since he first put on that baggy suit and those floppy shoes, but if you ask anybody today, I think they would still say that the person they most associate the bowler hat with is Charlie Chaplin. Now, I didn't even know the name of this particular hat when I started researching this episode, so I had to find it out. It's called Nosh Anchor, or trapper hat. I used to just call it a furry ear flap hat. And if you're the sheriff of a snowy town in Minnesota, you're definitely going to need something to keep your head warm. Now, this hat is such an integral part of Marge Gunderson's character that whenever I watch Fargo, I'm always taken by surprise in those scenes where she's not wearing the hat. Now, not everybody can successfully pull off a top hat. Daniel Day-Lewis looked particularly menacing in his in Gangs of New York, and Willy Wonka looked great in his beautiful red velvet top hat, but you have to go back to the 1930s to find the true top hat icons. Marlene Dietrich never looked cooler than she did in the 1930 film Morocco, and Fred Astaire permanently linked himself with a headgear in the movie that was actually named after the hat itself. No self-respecting witch or wizard would be seen out in public without their pointy hat. If Gandalf wasn't tall enough around his hobbity friends, he had to finish off his outfit with this great big grey number. And the sorting hat in Harry Potter has probably been on more heads than any hat in cinema history. But I think the true winner of this particular hat is Margaret Hamilton's Wicked Witch of the West. She pretty much defined how we see witches today, and her hat even survives her demise. Now my final choice is the fiendishly stylish fedora. Freddy Krueger deserves a special mention for his particular take on serial killer chic. If you go to any horror convention, you're going to see the holy trinity of Krueger cosplay: the stripy jumper, the pointy glove, and the fedora. But I think the most iconic hat in cinema history belongs to Indiana Jones. His hat is such an integral part of these films that it's practically a character itself. Spielberg said that the only 3 characters that were ever recognisable only in silhouette were Jaws, E.T. and Indiana Jones. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this particular episode of Jaws 19. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and a subscribe down below. Come and see me on Twitter @Jaws19show, and I will see you in the next one.